tell you about my show. Wednesday nights. And here we go. It's the rule of three with a touch of Basco. And like the Joker says, and here we go. It's Wednesday night and it's 9 o'clock. Click on the thumbnail, it's about to get hot. We get 3 different questions in only 3 minutes. It ain't for the scared, it ain't for the timid. Some will like us and some just don't. A lot will back us and some just won't. It don't matter with the Khaos crew. We specialize in making things do what they do. So sit back, chill, and enjoy the show with me, Chris, Guy Scar, and Nzo.
Fire, peace. 9 o'clock, Wednesday nights. Don't miss it. Check us out.
And here we go.
Yes, here we are. And damn, I was going to do something and I totally, I bonkered it up. Bonker stuff up. Gee whiz.
What they say, and this is kind of a private joke, but if you can edit that to make that sound like it do, you are the master. That's what I'm gonna say.
Well, we're gonna find out. I don't know. We'll see. And there we go. We got the purple up. Thank you very much. Everything else is ready though. Believe it or not. Again, it's one of those things. If I'm ready for a show, sometimes it's just pure dumb luck. Guys, what's going on? It is the rule of 3 here on Khaos Central. We got Nzo, Biggaford Entertainment, and Danny of Comic Chat as usual. And we're going to take on 3 topics, 3 minutes each, 3 minutes as a group. And sometimes we throw down, sometimes we agree, sometimes we just look at each other and go like, really? What the fuck are you talking about? Anyways, let's start off with Nzo. Nzo, tell everybody about yourself and tell them where you can be found, what's going on, all of that good stuff. Go ahead.
That's right, guys. You know the channel Biggaford Entertainment. Just glad to be here on the show today. And I just want you guys to know, check out LDG. He made a video of us, which is funny as hell. So go check his channel for that. You guys will love that shit. It's very funny because that was one of those what the fuck moments. That's for sure.
It was. It's like there is no way in the world. It is.
The only thing he should have did is he should have had that scratch. This is the moment that they knew they fucked up, Dude,
that would have been funny. I ain't giving them ideas. Oh, yeah, but go ahead and did you tell them about your channel or just okay? Cool. I'm just making sure. Yeah, don't forget, guys. Also, I don't know if you said it or not, but OOC tonight after, right?
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Absolutely.
Every night after the Rule of 3 OOC, go check that stuff out. Some great topics they do on that, and it's real down to earth about how people feel about things. So it's a really good show. Up next, Mr. Charger himself, Skeletor, all that good stuff. Mr. Danny Graham of Comic Chat. Tell him about yourself.
What you boob? I'm still mad about that shit, man, because I want the first movie. She had me hyped. I was like, damn, I know they're not giving us all.
Why do I surround myself with fools?
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm Danny Graham, aka Comic Chat. Monday nights, Khaos Conversation is my show, and in this trilogy that we have here, Khaos Lives Last Night, and of course, right now we're in the Rule of 3. So please tune in, check us out. We all try to do different and good content, man. Also check out Nzo later on tonight, OOC. Sunday we'll be doing What If episode 3. God, I hope it's good.
You didn't watch it yet?
I haven't either.
It is.
I'm hearing good things though.
It is fire.
You said the last one was good.
I like the last one. Donnie liked the last one too. So Donnie, this one is fire.
Listen, you guys are just as capable as everybody else to be wrong. It's fine.
I'm watching it as soon as I get off the show today. I'll watch it. I really forget about it, but I'm glad Nzo reminded me.
And I will tell you guys this. There will be no complaints about saying, oh, they just took a character and changed him to another character. It's not that type of episode.
Good. That's really my only problem with the other ones is that really fundamentally the only thing was a swap. and I'm not even going to go gender or race swap. And it like in the second one, it wasn't a race swap per se. It was just a character swap. I'm not even worried about. It's just like, what if he took a vacation to the stars and became Star-Lord? I mean,
none of that. G
I'm going to
Major.
say this.
I was gonna say G Major is in the house, and he was on my watch party with me. Good dude.
Yeah. So we do have Drop Shop, G Major, Dandelion Fluff, and David Katana. Let's see here. Who else? If anybody, I don't know yet. King David is in there. I'm sure we'll get probably get LDG before long. See if we fuck up again or all that. What were we gonna say, Danny?
I tweeted out a lot on my end to my people, and also,
yeah, I'm about to tweet it out too.
And I ain't saying this just because she's a woman, but Ashley was swaying my opinion on some of that stuff. I was like, no, man, no, stay on point, bro. That Star-Lord point she made was pretty sound. Like, yeah, he shouldn't be Star-Lord. So why the fuck is he Star-Lord? But at the end of the day, I still like it. So no. You will not use your feminine wiles to change my mind.
That's it, Danny. Do not let the pretty face fool you, bro.
I am stronger.
Yes.
Stronger than that.
Yes, we got to be stronger than that. 100%.
Oh, crazy stuff. Okay, guys, again, 3 topics, 3 minutes, blah, blah, blah. We might put a 4th one in there depending on time. It just depends. Let's go to share the screen right now. And here it is, the wheel of topics. And we're going to spin for number 1. Some people are calling out President Biden for the quick withdrawal of troops from Afghanistan. This was also Trump's plan. Do you believe that the outcome would have been different?
Lord, let me go. I'll go first with this one.
Go right ahead.
Boy, I can already feel the heat. My God, that's a wow. All right, here we go. Wow. Okay, 3 minutes on the board. Danny, you want to go first? Go.
Okay, I'm going to try and be very respectful of the presidential position because it is a position that garners respect. So I'm not going to go in too hard, but I've heard that they had similar and that the former president was going to do the same thing. But I think if he'd have done it, everything would have been okay because during his tenure, he seems to empower people that normally, in my opinion, wouldn't say some of the things they say, do some of the things they do. So if he would have done it, it'd be like, oh, that's okay. He got some kind of plan. He's this, he's that. I don't know what kind of magical spell that the former president had on people, on some people, but it's like he empowered people to be just right at the point of being, I think, prejudiced, racial, whatever they want to say that they normally wouldn't say. And I think because he said stuff and didn't have a filter or didn't have a sense of maybe I shouldn't say this, maybe I should. I'm the president. I'm Donald Trump. Whatever went through his mind. I think when the people saw that from the position that he held, they were like, "Yeah, he said it. I can say it." So I think it would have been a totally different scenario had the former president do it. Because this president, like, he's not capable of making sound decisions and saying things that don't sound copacetic. And then I don't think that the former president would have taken a vacation the same time he did decide to do this. And if he did, he would have been on TV or been on Twitter tweeting something about why he did it. He would have had some kind of explanation for it. To my knowledge, we still don't really have a real explanation from the White House why this was done. As you saw me and Chris earlier this week, difference of opinions on how we perceive things in this particular topic. I just think it's a big mistake. Those people that we know were responsible or has their hands in 9/11 that happened years ago, that they're currently trying to do things on the sneak, on the sly, that they got a real vendetta and grievance against America. And to me, it's just totally insane. Somebody that is much smarter than me, much higher security level than I'll ever achieve or hope to have, has to sit down and dumb it down for me. Like, why the hell did we leave all that weaponry and all that stuff over there with no kind of plan to destroy it or whatever? I just don't think that they woke up and said, "Oh, we got to go." There was some kind of warning or some kind of message or something sent that, look, in 30 days from now, we're going to be doing this and this. Maybe you couldn't destroy or disable all of them, but you could put a hurting on it. There's no doubt in my mind they could have done that. I've been in the military. I know when the mission has to be done, things can happen quite quickly and fast. This didn't happen. This was poor planning on my part, or I don't understand why they do it. I know in the past we may have done similar stuff, but it makes no sense to me now why we did this. And I don't think that the former president would have done stuff without having some kind of explanation. Whether I would have bought that explanation or not, he would have had some kind of explanation. So this is totally stupid and dumb to me. Sorry for going over.
Oh, you're all right. Nzo, 3 minutes. Go.
All right. So the only time I really follow American politics is when that drama and shit is going on, right? So now that Trump is on Biden's there, I don't really know too much about what is going on with the Afghanistan situation. And to be honest with you, we are having our own situation here in Quebec right now with the passport and shit going on, people protesting and all kinds of crap like that, right? But at the end of the day, I don't think Trump would have got the same backlash that he's getting, because for some reason, like Danny said, people love fucking Trump. Like, they're still sitting around till this day saying, "Oh, they're still recounting the votes. Trump was robbed of an election," and blah blah blah. Like, they're still talking about stuff like that today. So I think people would have probably sat around and been like, "Oh, yeah, hey, Trump did the good thing. Trump got our troops out of there." They wouldn't have cared about what was going on. They would have been just like, "You see what Trump did? He got our troops out of Afghanistan. Yay, hey for Trump." So even though that the situation with the Taliban over there now has gotten like where they've basically taken back over their country, which it was their country in the first place, right? And what I find America does is they stick their noses in businesses that may not be theirs to stick their nose in, right? They did it with Russia. They help them, like they always help their enemies fight other enemies, right? They supply them with guns, they've supplied them with weapons, and then when those enemies turn on them, it's like, "Oh, look what we did," you know what I mean? So we can't really say that America doesn't have a lot to do with the situation as well, because when you're in those type of foreign countries, they see Americans as the oppressors, right? They see Americans coming into their country and bombing their country and doing this and that. So at the end of the day, I don't know why people would think it would be different if it was Trump, but I do feel like there would be a little bit less backlash. Again, I don't even know what backlash Biden is getting, right? So maybe you guys can explain that to me a little bit later. I don't know what kind of backlash Biden is getting right now, but I don't think Trump would have got the same backlash, because Trump would be sitting there talking about the good old boys and this and that. And yeah, he got some backlash from normal people, but the supporters, which were maybe even smaller than the people who didn't support him, but their voices were loud, right? So you always hear about fake this and fake news and fake, like, did anyone really talk about fake news until Trump started saying fake news? Because I don't remember like people saying, "Oh, that's fake news, fake news." No, but the minute Trump said fake news, right? Like they would say like, "Oh, that's bullshit" or whatever. But the fake news shit just it took a role, and everything that you heard was fake news. So again, being from Canada and stuff like that, I really don't know the whole situation, but I do think that it would be a little bit different for Trump.
All right. I'm looking for something that we can. I'm trying to. I have no clue where it's at. Actually, there's a video, and I can give you the basics, but I'd like to play the video. Mm-hmm. That way, I don't get called as a whatever.
Yeah, something you want.
Yeah. God, what was it under? Maybe this one. Hold on, give me just a second to see if I can find this, because it was interesting.
So while you find that, I'll ask Danny, like, what kind of backlash is Biden getting, Danny?
I've heard people saying that he left like The figure I heard was like $80 billion worth of weapons over there, like Black Hawks, different Apache helicopters, different guns, weapons, ammo. That that while this was going on, and then you see the pictures of the Afghanistan people jumping on the planes as the planes are taking off the runway and stuff, and that they feel like they've been left and just no protection, and that he was on vacation. And when they tried to get a statement from the White House, he was at Camp David. To my understanding, he still really hadn't formally do a press conference to tell us exactly what he does. These little snippets here and there and stuff. So to me, this was I don't know the true ins and outs of it, but if you're looking at it, it doesn't look good. Far as what's the word I want to use? You're just looking at it, it looks like it wasn't put together well. And I've heard people say it in private conversations and at work and all over that based on this, that they would not be surprised if he was actually resigned before Christmas. Because
Who, Biden?
a lot of the American people are saying that he's incompetent and that there's some mental issues and stuff. So right now he's not. I would love to see what his numbers are, because one time they were kind of high, but I think they have taken a significant dip. So I just think that people has lost faith in his decision making.
All right. So basically, and I can only see politic fact. They basically said Donald Trump in 2020 said he trusted the Taliban and then set in motion an even earlier exit from Afghanistan. And then some people say he didn't. Some people say he did. But he had made references to, he believed that the Taliban they wanted to take over from the Afghan government. He supported that. And then he stated that he believed the Taliban were going to kill terrorists and bad people.
Got you.
So I'm not sure really what that would have done. But I'm going to say this. I'm not sure if this is going to change. I don't think this would have changed anything unless he had a flat out agreement with the Taliban. And then question this. If he did, what is that saying? He literally is going to take 20 years or whatever we were there, a government that we helped create, a government we trained, the money we wasted over there and handed over to them, and the equipment we handed over to him, and he was just going to let the Taliban take that over. So what difference does it make? If he believed the Taliban was going to take over, or that he had an agreement that he was going to pull out, they were going to let him out, and then they were going to take over, and that was his understanding, or he thought that was going to happen, I'm not sure if it makes a difference. I don't know if we would have gotten all our equipment out anyways. And then would we have taken the equipment from the Afghan government? I really don't know what he would have done. I know he was all about America first, but look, we're not in any better situation. I don't think this is about who is the president right now. I think this is about the fact that the Taliban was going to take over. It was the whole government, even when Bush was there, even when Obama was there, it doesn't matter when. That government was built on paper mache. The buildings that they held their government in, all paper mache. You cannot win in a holy war, and that's what the Taliban is. They believe in a certain type of way. Things have to be, Muslims, that's how they are. They're strict Muslims, and they believe it's going to be one certain way. And a lot of people in that country don't disagree with it. So that's why so many of these people, they were under the impression of, if I fight, I'm going to die, or I just hand them the guns and I'm going to live. And it probably, for the most part, is how it happened. Plus, remember, a lot of these Taliban people, it's like the Civil War. A lot of these people are brothers of the people who are fighting for the Afghan government. They're not going to fight against each other. I don't think anything would have changed, per se, except for maybe getting some of the equipment out, perhaps. And that's only if Donald Trump had a direct agreement with the Taliban. And what does that say about Trump? Taliban are known terrorists. ISIS was the known terrorist. You don't make deals with those people. But I don't think we'll ever know the answer. I don't see Biden resigning. And if he does, there's a bunch of people out there who don't want Kamala Harris. And so they better hope he doesn't, because that's who's next. It's not like just because he resigns,
Trump will be
goes
back.
back.
No,
Exactly. That's the thing. I think people are losing sight of the fact that even if he leaves, they believe, a lot of Trump supporters believe
that they'll reinstate Trump.
Well, either that or that Kamala Harris is, the second coming of, or the coming of the devil. I mean, so if you are a Trump supporter, you might not want to hope he resigns, because it's not like you're just going to be able to get Trump back in there. That's not how it works. You get 2 more years or whatever left before there's another election. But 3 minutes, we'll talk about this.
So that was my question too, right? I was like, so do you think Trump would have took the weapons out of there too? Probably not, right?
Well, the only way he could have is if he had a direct agreement with the Taliban to wait. Don't take over any place. I'm going to pull everything in SARS out, and I'm going to let you take over afterwards. I'm just going to let you just boom. You think it was quick how they just did it? I think if Trump had pulled them out, it might have been safer. It might have been cleaner, maybe, but that's only because he would have had a direct agreement with the Taliban. And that's shot the United States in the foot before.
Right, because
this is 9/11.
Right, because this is what I was. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because this is what I was bringing up before, right? America supplied them with the weapons that they use to fight Russia, which was their enemy at the time. And then the Taliban, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because I watched a documentary on it, what happened was America ended up leaving, and it wasn't Afghanistan, I think it was Iran or Iraq, one of the two. They felt betrayed that America had left them to fight that war by themselves, and that's where they started to have that animosity towards America, something like that.
What happened is that we basically gave them weapons to fight Russia, or the USSR, for years and years. And then Russia did the same thing we just did. They left because the Taliban kept on fighting. They're not going to stop. It's a holy war. They don't care if they kill 100,000 people of themselves. They go and they walk into crowds with bombs. This is not a war you can win. This is not something you can reason with. So even if he did have a deal with them, what proves that they're going to, what makes you think that they're going to agree to it? We're all infidels in their eyes.
Absolutely.
That's why we were attacked. It wasn't necessarily just because that we pulled out. Osama bin Laden was a CIA operative. That's why he had a lot of that stuff. We gave it to him because we believed it would help control and keep the USSR out. And it did. Same thing we did with Saddam Hussein.
Right.
And George Bush Sr. told his son, do not take Saddam Hussein out or you're going to be in a holy war and you will not win. And then he did it anyways. And he, to this day, states that he should have listened to his father because it's unstable over there. Unfortunately, you have to use these people who are crazy and sadistic idiots to control an area. And we can't win that.
Nah, man.
And USSR knew we couldn't win that. So I don't know what the answer was.
These terrorists will sacrifice themselves. You know what I mean? Like they'll go into a place with a bomb strapped to them and take out millions, thousands of people and feel no way about it. And that's a mind thinking that even like crazy people in America don't really think about doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's very rare, but you get a bunch of people that are willing to put their life on the line for this stuff, man. You gotta be careful who you mess with, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know if it would have made a difference. Dandelion Fluff put an article in there. Danny, you might want to look. I mean, I know that in the past, the United States has poured sugar in gas tanks. They have literally pulled the plug for oil and then poured sand into the engine blocks. I mean, and also being over there for however many years, all that equipment, it's been in the sand and in dust storms and all that. I'm not really sure what type of condition it's in, but I mean, I don't know. I don't disagree with you, Danny, though. I don't. This was poorly thought out. I think it would have been poorly thought out even through Trump, because Trump just would have done it because, hey, I said I was going to do it. That. Trump always just said, I'm going to do it. And when he did it, he didn't care what the implications were. He just would do it. So I think 6 of one, half dozen of another. Maybe I'm wrong.
What did Malcolm X say? Chickens coming home to roost? That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is, bro.
And then that's the thing. They'll use children as shields. They don't care. And that's what I think. I just don't know if there's any bargaining with them. And unfortunately, I would say that Trump believing them would be more his inexperience in the game of foreign diplomat.
Just tell me, all I ask is, if the equipment is that obsolete, that unuseful, just, man, fucking say it. Because all I'm hearing is $80 billion. $80 billion ain't fucking unuseful to me.
Do you remember what they used to tell us a hammer cost?
I think it's the way they're spinning the narrative, Danny. That's one of the issues. You know what I mean? They're trying to make you, and I don't know this, but maybe they keep using the $80 million to make you think it's worse than it is. I don't know. You know, get people in an uproar. Yeah, we left $80 billion worth of equipment there, but they don't tell you the $80 million equipment don't work.
We are hitting on all cylinders tonight. Wow. Johnny Depp has been given a court ruling that allows him to go forward with his $50 million defamation lawsuit against Amber Heard. If he wins, do you believe that Hollywood should welcome him with open arms and an apology?
Jeez, good question. Yo, from that to this, wow, feels like OOC tonight.
Okay, so Danny went first last time. Anzo, how about you go first this time?
Yep. Absolutely, 100% they should, because it's the double standards that we've been having for so long, and this is one of the cases that show you that fucking double standard, right? Because when it first came out, Johnny Depp was the bad guy. Johnny Depp was the abuser. Johnny Depp lost jobs. Johnny Depp's name was being dragged through the mud. Then the recording came out. And then we find out that, wait a minute, Johnny Depp isn't wrong in this case. Amber Heard was the one who was doing the hitting and all the violence. And even, like, I think it was some crying little act on the phone that I heard and stuff like that. And I was like, this is ridiculous, right? And even after all of that, Johnny Depp still lost jobs, right? They didn't say, oh, Johnny Depp, you know what I mean? This is... sorry, you were right. Nope. Amber Heard still in Aquaman 2. I think there's another movie she's about to do. So it's like no accountability for what she did. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think that if a woman comes out and she says some fraud shit about you, she should get prosecuted just as bad as we were prosecuting the dude, right? Because had this story had been true, Johnny Depp would be in jail. Johnny Depp would be Me Too'd. Johnny Depp would be canceled. And even the fact that it's basically showing that, he may have had a role in it. I'm not saying he was completely 100% wrong. I'm not saying that. Right? Because there's two sides to every story. So definitely he played a role in this. But the role that she made it seem like it was all him, and it wasn't. Right? So I'm just saying, like, he's being still till this day being prosecuted for things that he didn't do. You know what I mean? You can listen to the tape and you can hear him saying this and that, and no, I didn't do that, and this and that. Maybe it was for the recording because he knows he's being recorded, but the evidence in courts will tell you what is going on, right? What the judge rules, either is guilty or innocent. And right now, the judges gave him the right to go after Amber Heard for defamatory remarks, right? So for that reason, you have to understand that even though we may not know the full extent of what happened, the courts were like, yeah, something's not right with this Amber Heard thing. So they gave him the right to do that. And I think absolutely that's how it should be. If he's innocent, let him prove his innocence. And if he wins, then damn right, give this man his fucking jobs back and fucking apologize to him for blacklisting him for at least the 2 or 3 years that this was going on for.
Yeah, for sure. Danny, 3 minutes. Go ahead.
We live in a world now where perception determines whether the individual is guilty or innocent. Not the actual facts, not the actual evidence, but it looks a certain way. And to agree and piggyback on what Nzo said, usually in these type situations, the man is always painted as the villain, and the female, in a lot of these cases, is painted as the damsel in distress. But this time, and I have statistics and numbers to back it up, I think I talked about this a long time ago, that the reason why most men that are victims aren't have their day in court or whatever, because they are ashamed that a female is beating them up, and then they would be perceived as being weak. I know someone personally that was abused by a female. So that is the biggest thing, man. This ego that we have that we are the stronger and should be the tougher and whatever word you want to use are the two sexes. But a lot of times the woman in some cases is the abuser. So I definitely think that this could be a learning and teaching lesson to Hollywood if they will pay attention to it, that we can't always just have a knee-jerk reaction. We can't always just go on what things look. We got to let this thing play out. They shouldn't have penalized either actor or actress until it went to court.
Facts.
And they were able to determine, okay, you are innocent, you're guilty, blah, 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 blah. They didn't do that. So for 2 or 3 years, they pretty much damaged and alienated one of the greatest actors of our time, Johnny Depp. That arguably, I'm not going to say it, because I mean, I like him and some stuff I don't. But this right here, it possibly could ruin his career. It could put a bad taste in his mouth. He might not be able to get his mind back right to go back to work and do stuff. So, like I always do in real life, we gotta convict you on stuff that we can prove, not stuff that we think we know. So they didn't know this, but perception is a good thing sometimes, and sometimes it's a son of a bitch. And in this case, in Johnny Depp's case, it's a son of a bitch, because he was perceived to be the bad guy, perceived to be guilty, and he wasn't. So I definitely think that she should have some kind of penance, whether or not it's does she lose jobs, or she lose money, or is she gonna lose her freedom? I don't know. We probably won't press charges. But if she is found guilty, in fact, she probably would lose some work. But then again, if there's a lot of men doing it and she's an attractive lady, they might, sometimes we can do dumb stuff. So is it messed up? Yes, but Hollywood should definitely give him another shot. Should definitely do some kind of apology, and should definitely let the man get back to work.
And just to real quick to go off of you, Donnie, when you said perception, right? Because you were talking about the dude that got, and I was like, what the hell? Like, really? Like, our perception is like, what do you like, bro? You know what I mean? Like, that's what you're complaining about, but we weren't in the situation to be like, yeah, that's kind of fucked up, right? Because can you just imagine, like, some woman that you not attracted to or don't want to do anything with, holding you down and taking it? I know as men, it's like, oh man up and just do that shit, right? But no, it doesn't always work that way, and I'm guilty of that too.
Yep.
Yeah, it's let me go here. I mean, there's been a lot of issues on this case for a long time. Before they split, they both did an interview where they both had said that they'd had issues and they both had things to work on. But as soon as it fell apart, Amber Heard was always on the attack. Oh, he did this, he did that. And like it says in this, I think it was Washington Post she did the article for. And it was an article on domestic abuse. And while she didn't outright name Johnny Depp. What she did do is 2 years before that, she had said that Johnny Depp did abuse her. So I think what his camp is going with here is hey, this is obviously she's talking about me, and I'm pretty sure they're going to pull examples and stuff. He needs to win this in order for Hollywood to at least take him back. I don't understand why. It's obvious that I think this should have just been left alone outside of Hollywood because it was obviously a toxic situation and both of them fueled that. I don't know exactly what he did, but there's a lot more evidence that she did things that were a lot dirtier than he ever did. There's pictures that were after, during interviews and pictures, outside of his house during that time where it looks like he has a bruised cheek or bruised eyes or something wrong with his hand. I mean, again, who knows if she did that? I just think it's funny that we live in a world where if he is to be condemned before anybody knows exactly what might have gone on, she should be condemned just as much because she has admitted in the past that they both contributed to the toxic environment that their marriage was. So if that's the case, both of them should be held in the same light, and both of them should be being kept out of Hollywood right now. Both of them should be kind of pariahs to that group of people. But no, she still has a contract for Aquaman 3. She's still being used for other things, and there's a lot of people who are supporting her. And it's amazing. And this is the type of stuff I said a long time ago when the Me Too movement started, that it's people like her that's going to kill a movement like that. Right. Because she's going to take it and make it a bad name. And there's no way back now. All it takes is for somebody to say, yeah, I believe that you did commit defamation because, oh, by the way, this, and this. And as soon as that happens, if it happens, it starts to tear a brick out of that wall that women are trying to, and I'm not saying they're wrong, but women who have had issues, really had issues, it takes away from their story. And we said it with, what was his name from Empire, Jesse Smollett. Those things are the worst thing for a movement.
Facts. Because
you're taking somebody who figures, I'm too selfish, I want everything for me, and I want to be in the spotlight. I want the news. Be careful what you wish for, because that's when people start looking at you and people start really digging in, and that's when it's bad news. 3 minutes, we'll talk about this for a little bit longer. I mean, I don't know if he's going to get a full $50 million, but it seems like a pretty good claim. She had a $50 million defamation suit against him, I think, in UK, and they dismissed it, if I remember right. And so that's kind of interesting because
I think you get it because
well, it's in the United States. First off,
because she's proved to be lying. So with all that fraud and stuff, that's going to anger, and it's also going to if it goes to criminal, then he'll get to pull a jury. And if he pull a jury of men, her ass is toast. If they keep it civil, then she may stand a chance. But then sometimes those civil cases go in front of a jury too. So if the preponderance and the totality of the evidence is overwhelming, then she's gonna pay something. It may not be 50. If it goes criminal, I think she'll get more than 50. If it goes civil, she may squeak out. I don't know. Depends on her attorney.
Yeah, you know what, Donnie? To be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised even if the evidence is in Johnny Depp's favor that she might still win. You know what I mean? Because that's just the way some.
It's gonna be based on that jury, bro.
Yeah, right.
If she get females and they got any kind of history of domestic violence. Then they might be sympathetic. But if he gets,
but this isn't this. This is just a defamation case. This is not going to go.
I'm just saying, but they're gonna. If his lawyer's worth anything, they're gonna paint all that picture. Hey, yeah, this is different. But she accused this man of being an abusive husband, lover, whatever. Do you know how detrimental this is to his livelihood? He's been out of work so that if the lawyer is worth his salt, he's gonna paint a picture and they be like, damn. So if he get more men in that jury, just my opinion, then she gonna be in trouble.
Well, I think that the way you handle this partially in the courtroom is, as his lawyer, you're going to point out, listen, this only benefits her to go with this narrative. It hurts him. And if she wants him hurt, she's going to say whatever she has to do to keep on this path. Her career hasn't gone to shit. His has.
Do they have children together?
No. I don't think so, no.
I don't think so either.
That would
be crazy.
A lot of times they like to settle too. So if they settle, and if he's, and you know what's crazy, he may still love her. If he still love her,
I kind of wonder about that because he's really quiet about this. He's really quiet about it. Outside of when he's really, whenever they bring it up, he's just really low key about it. But what's funny is that she's crazy about it.
If he loves her, nothing's gonna happen. If he's pissed off at her, then she's gonna be in trouble.
Yeah. Oh, I think she's still gonna be in trouble because it's in the court now, and he did push for the $50 million. I don't think that. Yeah. Well, plus,
I can tell you that we have ironclad cases here, and then we ask for the victim, and the victim. I don't want to do nothing now.
Maybe
we're gonna reconcile. We going back to church. We going to counseling. I hear it all the time. So
my question is this to you, Danny, though, because here, like if the detective determines that you're guilty, like you're abusive, no matter what the wife says, they'll still try and prosecute you. Is that
we still can prosecute, but it's a whole lot harder if the case hinges on the victim's testimony. If it's kind of like, we get a strong case with the victim, but your case got to be equally strong without it. If your case is equally strong without the victim, like you got pictures, all kind of stuff, hospital, all that, you don't need a victim. But if you ain't got none of that, and it's kind of like his word against her, you suck and win if that victim don't get on the stand.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, it shouldn't take much longer. Maybe the end of the year, first of the year, somewhere around there. We'll probably know a lot more. So we'll keep an eye on it. Last topic of the night.
Ooh. Are you ready for some football?
Oh, you ready
for
some
sports in that? I mean, this question could change a little bit, but Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes had toe surgery in the offseason. Do you think that affected his play in last year's Super Bowl? Do you think he will be 100% this year come the start of the season? So we will copy this.
What? I gotta take this case. This call.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'll go first.
So let's do 3 minutes. Go ahead, Nzo. Go.
Yeah. The toe injury could have been a factor for the Super Bowl performance, but I don't want to put that on that because that's taken away from what Tampa Bay's defense did. Tampa Bay's defense was really good. The question is, do you think he'll be 100% this year? Absolutely 100%. Not sure what kind of toe injury he had or what he had the operation on, but I'm pretty sure he will be fine. And he better do fucking fine because he's my starting quarterback in my fantasy league. So he better be fine. He better throw as many touchdowns as he did last year for my team.
I think he'll be.
But I got a good backup. Dak Prescott is my backup quarterback too. So, but the thing is, both of these guys are coming off of injuries. Well, Dak's a little bit more worse, so he's going to be a little bit more. A toe injury, it may affect your movement, but it's not going to affect your accuracy. It's not going to affect your passing ability, right? To a degree anyways, because you still have to plant your foot and throw that pass, right? But from what I seen in the Super Bowl last year, if he had that injury in the Super Bowl, his passes were still on point. Tampa Bay's defense was just fucking amazing. You know what I mean? Like it was just really good in that game. So I'm hoping for a good season for him. Like,
I'm gonna pause your time here.
Mm-hmm.
there were 3 starting offensive linemen out. There was a quarterback with a gimping toe, and I'm not trying to take away from the fact that Tampa Bay did win. But I'm sorry, that doesn't tell me that your defense is good. That tells me that, I don't know. Hey,
Kansas
whatever.
City Chiefs
But I'm
guy,
just saying. I'm just saying.
No, you're right.
That I'm sorry if they didn't run over us. I just question that. It always seems like halfway through the season, like all of a sudden everything works out for whatever team Tom Brady's on. That's always my point. It's like, come on, listen.
No. I agree with you 100%. You get 3 offensive linemen out and shit like that, it really puts a damper on your team. But I don't think they sacked him a lot in that game, right? They may have rushed him.
Because he was still running around like crazy.
Right. They may have rushed
him. Toe, by the way. It was turf toe, by the way.
Oh, then he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Turf toe. Basically, it's a common injury for quarterbacks, and you know what I mean. So a little rest, surgery on that, and you'll come back fine. So he's gonna do good. I think that Kansas City has a good chance to make it back to the Super Bowl again. There's no doubt about it. Don't think they lost too much on offense or on defense, to be honest. But their defense has never been stellar, anyways. It's their offense that has been stellar. Like, you got to really outscore these guys. And that's why I thought that they would probably win, because I didn't think Tampa Bay would be able to stop them. And I think Tampa Bay wouldn't have been able to outscore them either. But like you said, they had some defensive problems, and they were able to just do enough to win that game, right? Not a problem. Patrick Mahomes is going to come back stronger than ever, 100%. I think Tampa Bay, Kansas City is definitely going to be in the running. There is no doubt about that. So yeah, man, like I said, he's on my fantasy team. So you better do good. I don't want to see no injuries. I want to see you take that ball and score touchdowns in every single game, because my league depends on you, bro. Patrick Mahomes, we here, brother. You know what I mean? We on the same page. But yeah, like I said, I think he'll be fine. Turf toe is not one of those injuries that's gonna ruin a quarterback's career. So it's not like what happened to Alex Smith. You know what I mean? That was a comeback.
Yeah.
That no one expected.
That was crazy. Danny, I think, still on the call, so I'll go ahead and go. Again, I'm not going to get into the stuff I say about Tom Brady. That's not the point of this. It was really simple. Simple surgery. He was back on it for the OTAs, kind of. They watched it for the early OTAs, and then first day of camp, I think he was back out there. So he's been out. He's played a full series. He did a rush this past week during the game, and on a 4th down made it. This guy's still a kid up here. I can do anything. I'm invincible. That's what he's still got that. I mean, yeah, he needs to get rid of that, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. As to the whole offensive line thing, they've upped it. D. Tardif, one of the guys that opted out last year, is back. He's injured right now, but I think he'll be back. I think they think first game, second game, something like that. I guess if the full what will happen will be really quick, because they've got Cleveland right off the bat. Cleveland's the first game, so we'll see. We'll see what happens, but it should be, because I think Baker Mayfield pretty much just shoots himself in the foot most of the time. Listen, I mean, we got ahead of them so far, and then our backup came in during the playoffs last year and did just enough to win it. So, now we don't have the same backup this year. He went back to that, because that was like our 3rd string backup. And he went to, I think he retired again and went back to teaching. So, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. I think he's going to be 100%. It looks like he's 100%. He's been out there playing, and he's looked good. I don't know if they're going to play him a full quarter this 3rd game. This is so weird with just 3 games. I don't know why they just didn't do 2. preseason games.
Yeah, I agree.
But whatever, So it's going to be interesting to see how it affects everybody. But I think, as far as he's concerned, he was his fiance is a personal trainer, so I think she's got the best. I think he's got the best rehab person right there in his house. She makes sure he doesn't eat certain things. She keeps him on a regimen for workouts and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if, as far as his fitness and his health, that he isn't going to take a path like Tom Brady did at one point. And Giselle got him on that. So, I mean, this is kind of the same situation, that his fiance keeps him nice and on track.
Absolutely. And I just want to say this.
I'm still on the phone.
There he is.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, do your thing. And I just want to say this. I know it's preseason, but my Steelers were looking good. Steelers were looking good, guys. Bang.
How's Roethlisberger doing?
He was bombing it. Seen a few long bombs in that game. I was like, okay, Super Bowl time,
Dropped
baby.
about 30 pounds. I get him as my fucking quarterback. I was like, what the fuck? Because somebody got Patrick Mahomes before I could.
Yeah. Hey, man, I knew my first pick was going to be a quarterback, and I said right away, Patrick Mahomes. So everybody was taking running backs.
I never see a quarterback go in the first round on a fantasy.
Why didn't you take the GOAT?
I always take what?
Why didn't you take the GOAT?
He was going to be my backup, but before my pick came up, somebody took him.
Who took him?
Shit.
I was looking for Russell. Brady. Wilson. Somebody got
Quentin has him. Yeah, somebody took Russell too. But yeah, man, I always go with a quarterback first because in my league, quarterbacks are the ones that can get you the most points, right? So for me, it's quarterback first, then I deal with the running back.
I think if I were to do a starter and a backup, I would have done if I could get him Patrick Mahomes number 1 and number 2 Dak Prescott.
That's who my backup is.
That's what I would have done because I think Dak is what's their running back that got the big contract?
You got the 2 old heads.
Ezekiel
and Roethlisberger.
Ezekiel. He just wanted the money.
Okay, Danny got Brady.
Oh,
Danny got Brady.
Sorry.
Yeah, and he got Roethlisberger as his backup.
And what's the quarterback for Jacksonville, the rookie?
Who's the quarterback?
Came from Clemson.
Oh shit! I don't know. Yeah, me neither.
All right, Danny. 3 minutes. Talk about Patrick. Go. Oh, are you still on the phone?
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah, okay. But I'll try to talk. I'm in between that. I definitely think Patrick Mahomes is going to be back full strength. But we always know that quarterbacks are dynamic running and stuff. The first year they're in the league.
So can you please turn your phone off and turn it back on?
Defenses really don't have enough tape on them, but then they figure out second season they're a little bit more figured out. Same thing happened with Lamar Jackson. I think they're gonna figure out Patrick Mahomes, some of his tendencies, but he's still such a dynamic player that he's still gonna be effective. I think with all the modern medicine today, that toe is not going to be an issue. I agree with Alonzo. They're going to be back in the running. I wouldn't mind seeing Brady versus Mahomes too. I think it'll be good for ratings. I think it'll be good for football. And then it's going to answer some of these questions, especially if he wins. So I think he'll be back, no doubt in my mind. So I hope he'll be back, and I want to see him and Brady go head-to-head again because I think it'll be different this year.
And I want to see him lead the league in touchdown passes. I want to see him lead the leagues in yards, passing yards. I want to see him lead the league in every category because he's my quarterback.
I think it says a lot that he kept on coming back last year, even with the issues. I mean, like I said, I have my things with Brady. I don't give him any credit for half of the Super Bowl wins he has, just because, I mean, again, general consensus across the league is he's a crook. So people said that about Lance Armstrong for years, and look what happened. I mean, it's the same thing, and I think that's where my thing comes from. I used to think Lance Armstrong was just an amazing athlete. Mm-hmm. And then you really find out what's going on. And then that's the problem. And I think that opened my eyes to a lot of things. And
yeah, but you can say the same thing about Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, all those. Oh yeah,
you can.
I don't give a damn about if
there's a difference between that
and drugs. That was when baseball was exciting, all them damn home runs.
Exactly. So, that and baseball had a hand in that. What I mean is I think that he has lied, cheated, and done deceitful things to get there. And that's not something that I like. I think baseball allowed Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, and Barry Bonds to do the performance-enhancing drugs because it was exciting and it was getting tickets sold. And
that home run battle that they had, like that shit had me watching baseball.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's the thing. So you can't tell me baseball didn't see an equitable reason to say, what?
Look the other way.
Who's doing what? Huh? What? He's doing it right there? Really? Okay, I don't see anything.
Because weren't they drug testing all the time in baseball at the time as well too? No?
Okay. It's because of that. And now you got, and what's funny is rarely is it the big name people though that are getting busted.
Mm-hmm.
Rarely. The biggest name that has gotten busted was Alex Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he sat out for like a multitude of times, so he didn't have to actually. They called it sitting out, but it was still a suspension. So, if you guys want to talk about this 3 minutes, I mean. It's going to be fun to watch it. I honestly am still under the impression, and I was well on my way to being right last year, and that's what I say. It just seems really weird that just poof, everything works out for a team like that. Now, to be fair, the Kansas City Chiefs the year before, it was like poof, everything worked out for them. So I'm not sure. I just think that I'm not sure what that really did for the NFL to have the young gun come up against the old guard and lose. I'm not really sure. But then again, I don't think that there was anything that Chiefs could do after they announced all the injuries, all the people that were going to be out, and there's a lot of that. And then again, all the freaking defensive pass interference.
Update complete. Hit continue.
But hold on.
It goes to it.
Let's do that. Okay. But as far as Patrick Mahomes goes, I think he has a really good chance. Clyde's Edward-Helaire's back. They still have Tyreek Hill. They've got McCole Hardman, not Sammy Watkins. So Watkins got released. McCole Hardman's, he was like a 5th-round draft. He is what he is. But they've got some talent underneath that's younger that can do it. So I think he has a really good chance this year to do something more. And I don't think, listen, they don't show anything during the preseason, but I really think that just as soon as everybody thinks they've got them figured out, they don't. I think the problem last year was they just didn't have the offensive line. And they had several people who did sit out. They're back this year. They've put money into the offensive line, drafted and traded for offensive linemen. And they've looked pretty good so far. And then on the defensive side, the defense is actually getting some push without blitzes. So the Chiefs could be scary this year. They could be. I mean, but I think I even said last year, remember, guys, I said I wasn't going to just call it for the Chiefs because every year when we get there, it's like, man, there's just something missing. Bruh. It wasn't until
excuse. Don't nobody believe that.
It wasn't.
No, it is. No, because the year before it wasn't until. How do you even tell me why I say that?
That's what I believe.
You have no fucking clue. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit things.
I'm going to tell you
I'm
what I
going to
believe.
fucking say exactly how it is.
Well, get mad all you like. I'm going to tell you what I believe.
They don't listen. When they get there, they don't have a killer instinct a lot of times. The year before, when they won the Super Bowl, I can't remember who was it. The Buffalo Bills they played in the championship, or who was it that they played in the championship? I can't even remember who they played in the championship the year they won the Super Bowl. It wasn't until Patrick Mahomes ran 20 yards and knocked one of the defensive linemen or defensive guys downfield.
San Francisco.
No. It wasn't San Francisco. It was the AFC championship game.
Okay.
He ran 20 yards.
The Titans.
I thought it was the Bill. Yeah, that's it.
Titans.
He ran 20 yards and knocked at least one defensive downfield guy down. Literally ran over him and then scored a touchdown. When I saw that, I said, that's something I've never seen this team do. That was a guy right there that was going to win. He was going to do whatever they had to do. And they were coming back and doing things that they had never done before in the playoffs. The problem this team has always had is that killer instinct. And it happened in the Super Bowl. They started getting all those penalties, right or wrong.
Bro,
real penalties or not.
Let's
started getting it.
Let's just say this.
Started getting it, and they backed off.
8-8, Danny. Remember that? 8-8?
But listen, they were well on their way to that. I'll call it 8-8 again this year.
Really?
Yep. I think they're over fucking rated. I still think they're over fucking rated. I think it was bullshit last year.
10 jelly beans on that one? I'll take 10 jelly beans on that one.
Okay, listen. I'll tell you what I will do 10 jelly beans on. I'll do 10 jelly beans that they're not going to make it to the playoffs.
That who? Tampa Bay?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Shit, I'll take 30 jelly beans on that one.
No.
As hell.
No.
But you won't take 10 jelly beans on 8-8, but you don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
No, because 8-8 is too weird of a number, man. That's a field goal win. That's a fumble at the end of the game. Listen, 8-8 on 10 jelly beans that's not a good go.
I'm gonna take the 10 jelly beans that they don't make the playoffs. I'm gonna take that.
Okay.
All right, I'll take that bet.
And Danny, you want to take the same? Danny, you want to take the same?
Bet. Sure, I'll take it. I'll take the jelly beans.
10.
Yeah, 10.
I'll take them. I want all green jelly beans.
Me too.
Proper football, Dan Lyon.
10 green jelly beans.
Actually, no. In Canada, they're coins. So I'll take 10 coins or purple or purple. It's a purple. You know what I mean? $10 is purple here. So I'll take 10 coins or purple. I'm good.
Man, I don't care what you think about Tom Brady. Is his career questionable? Yes. I ain't gonna say I'd be lying if I say it wasn't. But you gotta get a devilish dude. That until I see his skill set drastically go down, he gonna make the playoffs every time.
Danny, that video you sent me, I had to really is this fucking video like photoshopped or you know what I mean? The one where he's shooting the ball.
The ball.
Yeah. And those two little hoops there, always in the middle. I was like, this gotta be Photoshop, man.
Crazy. Man.
Yeah, no. I learned a long time ago.
What do you think right now on a 0 to 1,000 in percentage or 0 to 100 in percentage? What do you think right now they're saying the percentage chance of them making it is?
Who? Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay?
I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know what the percentage is, but I'm gonna tell you this. Peyton Manning to me was his equivalent. Peyton Manning with no arm went to doggone Denver and won a Super Bowl. And his skill set now is way superior than Peyton Manning was. So until I see his skill set drop down dramatically, I'm not betting against him.
Well,
I don't care what no stats.
You got an idea?
Still working this. Sorry, just give me one moment.
You say 1 to 1,000? I'll say. You say 0 to 1,000?
0 to 2,000 or 0 to 100. You just take a 0 off.
0 to
basically.
100,
So
I get his percentage 30%.
65%. 65 is the chance that they're giving him right now. So it's about 50-50.
50% that they'll make it?
65 is what they're getting. That's the over-under right now. 65% chance they're going to make it. I mean, and right there, that's like a 9-7 record. I mean, so I don't know. I think it all depends on, again.
What's the percentage of him going to the Super Bowl? What's that?
So,
hold on.
And let me ask you this too. Are we accounting, because we're doing this 10 jelly bean things though, are we accounting for injuries?
You can renegotiate at that time.
Gotcha.
If he goes out, I'm not gonna.
If anybody get hurt, then it's all because that won't be
anything
fair.
Significantly happens.
Significantly, yeah, right. Like if one of his top wide receivers gets taken out, that's like.
No, I mean, things significantly happened to him.
I would say more. I would say to him, listen.
I'll go with that. I'll go with him
because he's part of his skill set is to make
other people better. Okay, I'll go with that. I'll go with anything significant to him.
All right. So Super Bowl odds, top team,
Kansas.
Any guess? Kansas City.
Who's second?
Kansas City's top team. Second,
Steelers.
Tampa Bay.
Listen to us. Steelers. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, look at little odds. So I'm thinking the Steelers are number 2 on this list. Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is number 2. Number 3. You guys want to take a guess?
Steelers.
Cleveland Browns.
No. Not over Steelers.
The team that's gonna be fighting to take us out the whole time.
Who?
The Colts.
The Buffalo Bills. That's number 3 at plus 1,000. Green Bay Packers are at 1,300. Baltimore Ravens 1,400. San Francisco 49ers, Rams, Browns, Seahawks, Saints, Titans, Cowboys, Chargers, Patriots. Hold on, let me keep going down here. Where the hell are they? Oh my god!
Yeah, you passed over them. You passed over them.
Looking at 32 spot.
They're not even on here. Oh, yeah, there they are. There they are. Okay. Pittsburgh Steelers are, let's see here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. They're 19th at 4,500 odds.
You guys know that list is fucking bullshit. It's biased, guys. Do not believe that list that they're calling up there right now. Vegas does not know what the fuck they are talking about.
This is NBC Sports.
It's NBC Sports. Oh, that's why. Yeah.
Well, no. This is NBC Sports.
Yeah, that's why. NBC Sports. Yeah, the bias.
No. This is a different one. I'm looking at NBC Sports now. At now.
Okay.
Kansas City Chiefs at plus 475. A $100 bet wins 475. Tampa Bay at 600. Rams at 1,200. Buffalo Bills at 13. 49ers, Ravens, Browns, Packers, Broncos, Cowboys, Colts, Seahawks, Patriots, Saints, Dolphins, Chargers, Titans, Cardinals, Vikings.
So what are the Steelers? The Steelers are minus what to make it? What's the odds?
They're plus. It's a plus. So it means
plus. Sorry,
4,000. You have to put $4,000 down. I think is what it's
No. It's minus.
I'm trying to remember.
Minus. No, when it's minus, you put $4,000 down. So if you put $50 down, you get
put $100. If you put $100 down, you win 4,000. That's what you'd win.
Right. Exactly.
I'm kind of with that sounds kind of biased. Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking. I'll go to another site.
The Miami Dolphins got a better chance in the Pittsburgh Steelers.
This is the crossing board. The Super Bowl odds for them. Wait, where is it? Here we go. No, that's last year.
What were you saying, Danny? Please, Danny was on my side. I want to hear what he had to say. Say that again, Danny, please.
I say I'm with you on that. Ain't no way Miami Dolphins gonna win more than a better percentage than the Steelers.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. So
You try to clip that shit. Don't you clip that?
I will.
No.
I am clipping that.
The Buffalo Bills over under is 11, 12-1 to win the Super Bowl. Miami Dolphins are 30-1. New England's 30-1. Jets are 100-1. Baltimore Ravens are 14-1. Yeah, 100-1. Meaning for every 100 times they try, they would win it once. So they have a 1% chance of winning the Super Bowl, is what it's saying. Browns are 16-1, but Ravens are 14-1. Pittsburgh Steelers are 40-1. Bengals 101. That's what they're putting it. I mean, didn't they get a wideout this year? Nzo? Pittsburgh?
I'm not sure.
I
haven't watched the first preseason game yet, so I really can't determine.
All right, I think we're gonna end it there, guys.
My bad. They didn't get any. They got a few rookies. I was watching their last preseason game, but they have Juju and Claypool still are the 1 and 2 so far. Ebron played good.
Juju gets his head out of his ass and plays a full season. He's a good guy. I like.
He's good, but he's not a number 1. We need a number 1.
Oh no,
and he's a good number 2.
See, and I think that's the Chiefs' issue is that Tyreek Hill is fast. He's just not really a number 1,
right?
Because he's more of a slot receiver, I think, than a number 1, and
like a gadget guy to me.
Yeah, he is.
Right.
I mean, if it's a gimmick play, he'll make it work somehow. But if you actually ask him to line up and run a route, it's a question mark if it's going to go or not. So, I mean, it works for this offense. It's just when does that stop working? I think that's going to be one of those things that when it stops working, what do we do? I think with our running game this year, if it stays healthy, they're going to rely more on the running game. And if they do, that's fine if we got an offensive line. So anyways, baseball, yes, but not football. Well, King David, you got 2 guys here that are not going to agree with that. I love all sports. I like baseball. I like football. I've done sports radio, so I mean, I kind of had to stay up with it.
You are crazy, King David.
Yeah, for real. Baseball over football, never.
Well, now that's the thing. I don't think that I have. I think I get more enjoyment watching football for sure. It's easier to watch. But all right, guys, we're gonna end it. Nzo, tell everybody about yourself, and don't forget to mention that OOC.
What's up, guys? Biggaford Entertainment. Make sure to check me out later on the OOC. We also have Khaos List, Chaos Conversation, Rule of 3, watch parties. What If Roundtable, watch parties, like we trying to do it all, man. So make sure to check it out. I do appreciate all the support, and this was a great show. The topics were fire today, man. Good job, Chris.
Awesome. Go ahead, Danny. Tell everybody about yourself.
I'm Danny Graham, aka Comment Chat. Everything Nzo said, multiply that times 3. This is the Rule of 3. Please catch us every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again this Sunday, What If Episode 3. Great show. Glad I was here. Peace. Till next time.
Take it easy, guys. Be safe and make sure you tune over to the OOC. Peace.
Yeah.